Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. There's a lot of mystery revolving around the Amazing World of Gumball Season 7. We really don't know when it's going to premiere outside of at some point this year. Is it something that's 2-3 months away? Or is it something that we're not going to see until October or November? That all remains to be seen. But what we do know is that the Amazing World of Gumball Season 7 will be coming at some point this year, and that it will be consisting of 40 11-minute episodes, not all of which we're going to see this year, but the first 26 of which we actually have episode titles for. And these episode titles leaked out a while back. I never covered them on the channel because I really didn't think they told us all that much, but in looking at them again, I actually think this gives us a little bit of a hint as towards the structure of Season 7. The last time we talked about the Amazing World of Gumball Season 7 was a few months ago on this channel, and in that video I was saying how my concern with it is how long do they take to pick up where the cliffhanger left off after the finale of Season 6. And through these episode titles, I think we get an idea as to when the plot is going to pick up and what the structure of the season is going to look like. So I'm going to read off the 26 episode titles to you guys real quick, and then we'll go over what I think about the structure of the season as a whole. And we'll also do a little bit of a, speculation, if you will, on when this season will actually be premiering on Cartoon Network. But nevertheless, the 241st episode of the Amazing World of Gumball, which it's crazy to say that this show has had that many episodes, which will be the first episode in Season 7, is titled The Burger. It's followed by The Assistant, The Distance, The Butts, The Thing, The Cheerleader, The Astrological, The Letter, The App, The Traffic, The Boring, The Portrait, which is episode 12, that's one we're going to want to come back to, The Cancellation-gation, another one we're going to want to come back to, that's episode 13, The Gut, The Repression, The Eagles, The Trumpet, The Speedrun, The Gourmet, The Climb, The Teacher, The Summoning, The Survivalist, The Homework, The Scooter, and The Proposal. Those are the first 26 episodes of the Amazing World of Gumball Season 7. As I said, it's going to have a total of 40 episodes in that season, so we don't know what the remaining episodes, we don't have any information about them, but these are the first 26 that we do know about. Interestingly enough, before I even go back to break down what we just went over, I do kind of wonder if this kind of indicates to us when this season will be coming. Are these 26 episodes all going to premiere this year in 2025? If that's the case, we're going to need a good 26 weeks for us to air out all these episodes during this year, which would mean that the show would have to premiere in the not too distant future. But again, that remains to be seen. But as we went through these episode titles, there's a few that really stand out to me, and that is episodes 12 and 13, which are titled The Portrait and The Cancellation-gation. Just based on the names of these episodes, it would kind of indicate to me that these are the ones that are going to get plot heavy. These are the ones that are going to pick up after The Void and what's happening all there, and after the finale of the Amazing World of Gumball Season 6, which was meant to be the original finale of the series. And obviously we all know what happened there with the movie that was supposed to come. Then we were going to get a sequel series that was supposed to come, all of which has been thrown to the side in favor of doing Season 7. But The Portrait obviously is something that we know from Season 6 and just prior seasons of the Amazing World of Gumball, that Banana Joe's mom has the ability to predict the future by doing paintings. So we could presume that The Portrait is going to be a callback to that episode where she was predicting the end of the world, the end of Elmore. Presumably that's when this is all going to tie back together to that plot that we left off at all the way back in the summer of 2019. Yeah, can you believe that it's been that long? The last time we got an episode of the Amazing World of Gumball was either in, I think it was July, it may have been June, but I believe it was July of 2019. Yeah, it's been almost 6 years with this show being off the air, and 6 years of us waiting to see what happens with that cliffhanger. We're finally going to get our answer at some point this year. But yeah, The Cancellation-gation is episode 13. I think it's pretty clear that this is going to discuss the series cancellation, if you will, and probably address what the Void is. Presumably the Void's probably just, oh, the show's been canceled, so the Void is going to destroy everything because there's nothing left anymore to this world. This world is going away, and I presume that's what that's going to be. And I don't know if it's all going to be resolved in these 2 episodes alone, because it would feel like for them to kind of resolve that whole plot point in 22 minutes would feel rather rushed, especially since initially we were going to get an entire movie to resolve that plot point. So what they might end up doing here is they might end up having it be that some of the earlier episodes in Season 7 kind of tease us with the Void and tease us as to what's going on. Maybe, if you guys recall, Adventure Time used to do this back in the day, maybe like the last minute of the episode will show a little bit, and then when we get to episode 12 being The Portrait and 13 The Cancellation-gation, that's when stuff will really start to pick up. And then it might be again that, hey, things kind of go to the backside, we have the episodes after that come out, and then maybe around episode 22 and 23, they're titled The Summoning and the Survivalist. Maybe that then picks up again with the plot point, or maybe the plot picks up later on in season 7. Who knows? But I think that it's pretty much confirmation at this point that episodes 12 and 13 will have some plot relevance to them just based on the title of the episodes themselves. I mean, I could be wrong. I'd be shocked if I'm wrong, because it's pretty clear to me that the portrait and the cancellation gation are going to tie in to the cliffhanger that we all have been waiting to be solved for the past 6 years almost. As to when this show is coming out, that's obviously something at the top of this video I said we don't have an answer to. Quite frankly, I could see it coming out in the month of May. For that to happen though, we'd have to get an announcement like today. We'd have to get an announcement within the next week or two, because this show's going to need to have some time for them to advertise that it's coming back and hype it up, which I know Cartoon Network in the past, Cartoon Network 5 years ago would announce a show's coming out 2 weeks before it airs. They don't do that as much anymore. They've been a bit better. Usually they'll give it at least like 4 to 6 weeks before we actually get the premiere of the show and announcing when it's going to come out, sometimes even more than that. So I would say, given that timeline and given where we are right now, I think the earliest we're probably going to see this, the absolute earliest, is August. I think the window we're looking at is probably between August and October. I think at some point in that 3-month span, we will see the premiere of this show. It could happen sooner than that. We could get episodes in July. We could get episodes in May or June. But at this point, I would say we're probably looking at August to October for the premiere of The Amazing World of Gumball Season 7. And I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Gumball is one of the big 4 shows that I often refer to from Cartoon Network's 2010s, the other 3 being Steven Universe, Adventure Time, and Regular Show. So this is a series that obviously has a lot of critical acclaim to it. It's a show that Cartoon Network has relied heavily on over the past half decade plus. It was, remember, back in the late 2010s, it was the Teen Titans Go network. Then all of a sudden, Gumball came into the fray and it became the Teen Titans Go and Gumball network. And obviously, this is a show that hasn't aired a new episode in almost 6 years, but it's still airing daily reruns on the channel. This is something that Cartoon Network truly cares about. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they handle the premiere of this series and how they handle season 7 in general, because like I said before, this wasn't supposed to happen. We were supposed to get a movie. The Amazing World of Gumball was supposed to be over, and we were then supposed to get a spin-off or sequel show that would take place after the movie. None of that is happening anymore, and they're just continuing with more Gumball, and we'll see how that goes. There are some episodes in season 6 where I kind of was thinking to myself, hey, the quality seems to be going down a bit here. I think maybe it's time for this series to wrap up, but then at the same time, on the flip side, there's some episodes from season 6 that I think are some of the best episodes the show had to offer. So we'll see what this 6-year break did for the show. We'll see if the quality remains the same, if it goes up, if it goes down. That remains to be seen. But for now, we know that The Amazing World of Gumball is coming at some point this year in 2025, and we have the titles for the first 26 episodes of the season, and we'll see what happens from there, and hopefully it lives up to the hype, because we've been waiting 6 years for this, guys, and we're finally going to be getting it. Anyways, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about all this. What do you guys think about The Amazing World of Gumball Season 7 finally coming this year? And do you think I'm spot on that episodes 12 and 13 are going to have some plot relevance, or do you see it a bit differently based on the first 26 episode titles that we have? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.